Oh boy. We knew that this Western Conference road trip was going to be rough. Let's just get into it. What's good, CK crew? It's your boy CK2K. Happy New Year, people. Hope you guys are all blessed. Everybody's good. Again, like I said in past videos, I appreciate all you guys' support. 2019 is gonna be dope. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow me on my socials. All right, now normally these videos are primarily about the highlights of the last game we play, but because the last two games we played weren't the greatest, we're gonna keep it short. At least when it comes to talking about the Blazers and the Warriors game. Let's start with the Blazers. I'm being very critical because I am recording this right after the Warriors debacle that we all just had to sit there and watch.
How hot is Clay? Here's another one. He gets a Clay one more time. Why not? Curry will misfire. Kept it alive.
But the Blazer game wasn't as rough as I'm making it out to be. We stayed within the game the entire game. I mean, the Blazers were winning that game. Let's just be real about it. But we had great production from the entire team. Moody had a solid game with 17 and 7. Cantor looked good. Hazonia was continuing his streak that he started in LA. It was just good pieces from good stuff from everybody. You know, Knox. He's a little bit up and down right now. You know, you're seeing the teenager coming out of him, but he has been reporting talking about his knees being sore because of the growth, because he's still growing. But you know, he's been a little up and down, and it's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, we were in that game and we weren't able to capitalize coming off of a good comeback win. Not even it was a comeback win because Lakers took over, but it doesn't matter. A good win against LA. We tried to bring that into Portland, and I was a little bit impressed with how we played against them, but ultimately Portland did do what they wanted to do. The only thing I can keep thinking about throughout that entire game was if there is any way that we can make it happen. I know it might not, it won't. I know it won't. I'm not trying to start anything here, but you guys have to agree with me. God, it would be so nice to see Damian Lillard in the Knicks jersey. I know you can say that a lot about a lot of players, but Damian Lillard would be so dope in the Knicks jersey, but that's neither here nor there. So that game ultimately came out to be 111-101. Saw great production out of Nurkic and Cantor were going back and forth. It was pretty fun to watch. I think Cantor had 18 and 14. Nurkic had about 20 and something else. I don't remember. Dame didn't really need to do much. He had 17 and 9. I don't really remember seeing much of CJ McCollum, but he had about 17 points. Blazers did what they had to do. You know, we stayed in it, but they ultimately won that game. So let's move past that. You know, all the storylines and everything going around the game, because obviously we're playing against Kevin Durant, and myself included. Hashtag KD to NY, dropping in the chat right now. So a lot of people are anticipating that anytime that the Knicks have any kind of ties with the Warriors, they're asking the questions and stuff. So everybody was blasting the quote about him, what he said about Knox and what he said about KP, how he gave him the nickname and blah, 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 blah. And to me, those aren't really the things that sell the fact that he wants to be a Knick to me. It's just bigger than that. I'm gonna ultimately make a video as to the reasons why I really believe that we stand a chance to get Kevin Durant, but that's for later down the line. Right now we're still in the middle of the season, so we'll get to that when we get to it. The Knicks lost. We got killed. It was 95-122. You know, Moutier did not look like Moutier. He looked like it in the first quarter. Knox looked like he was gonna have a solid game in the first quarter. Cornette, he's trying. He's still out there. You know, he's floating a little bit. But ultimately, man, Klay Thompson dropped 40 points on her head. Shout out to Hazonia. Hazonia kept the streak alive. That's 3 good games by him in a row. I tell you guys, when he does well, I'm gonna give him his credit. Just because, you know, I may be a Hazonia hater, I still want to see him be the player that you guys believe he can be. And he's been doing good with that last 3 games. But sadly, we've only won one of those 3 games in his great production. So I don't know what that really means, if it means anything, but Hazonia has been waking up. But there's nothing really to take away from that Warriors game. I mean, besides the fact that, you know, the Warriors really, they got bored with us in that first half, which is why it looked like we had some kind of hope up until our favorite quarter of the entire game, the third quarter, where we just laid an egg once again and had the Warriors just run all over us. And that's just the way that went. You know, that's the way that game was, and there's not much else to say about it. Right now we're sitting at 10 and 31. It's not looking good. It's not looking good as far as the overall season record. But for my Zion stands and for my, all the draft people, it's looking good for you guys. I still think that we're going to be at that 4 or 5 spot. I know it sounds crazy, but I really think that we're going to do what the Knicks always do, because we don't have the strongest end of the schedule. I could be mistaken. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I think we're going to do another one of those things where we're going to win about 5 or 6 cheap games at the end, and that's going to put us, later on in the lottery. So I still think we can get a 5th pick, and that's why I'm so heavy on Cam Reddish, because if we're at that point, I think Cam Reddish is definitely the best person for us to pick. A lot of mock drafts are saying, as a matter of fact, let me show you one of the mock drafts that I did see, and a lot of you guys were sharing with me, talking about, look, CK, you called it. It's saying that we would be getting Cam Reddish because the ESPN 2019 mock draft has us sitting at 5, and this is one of the most updated ones. This was done on the 7th. It's funny, I literally had just said that, and I just pulled this up. I really want us to get anything between a 2 and a 4, preferably a 2 or 3. I want somebody on the wing that can, be transcendent, that can do both offense and defense, and which is why I'm such a heavy Cam Reddish guy, because he is right now a basic 3D with athleticism, so that means he has the potential to be something more. So I'm a huge Cam Reddish guy for that stance. But of course, to have a Zion would be amazing. Yes, I know I've been very critical on Zion. My thing is just fit, but at the same time, you have the opportunity to get Zion Williamson, you get Zion Williamson. I think you guys keep mistaking me saying that I'm not a Zion stan for me saying that I wouldn't draft Zion. I would draft Zion if he's available. If we have the 1st, 2nd, 3rd pick and Zion's on the board, you take Zion Williamson. I'm just saying, I hope that we would be in a position where we would get like a RJ or a Cam Reddish, just because I feel like they would be a better fit. But if we can get Zion, you get Zion. All right, that sounds confusing, but I hope it's not too confusing. All right, I don't know what else you want me to say, but yeah, as always, let me know in the comment section below what you guys are thinking about that. Do you guys think that 5 is too low for us? Do you guys actually think we stand a chance to get the top 3 pick? Please let me know in the comments below, as always. And also let me know what you guys thought about the last 2 games, Portland and Golden State Warriors. I know a lot of you guys are going to say things about Moutier, because whenever Moutier breathes wrong, it's all his fault. So go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. Oh God. Last but not least, this is another thing that was in the news. A lot of you guys were DMing me about on IG, hitting me up on Twitter about asking my opinion on it, and I kind of gave an answer to it, but I'm gonna give a better answer here right now to end off this video. And it's the whole, everybody is pretty much interested in getting Kristaps Porzingis in offseason. My answer to that is no duh. I mean, it's obviously Kristaps Porzingis, if he wasn't a restricted free agent and he was an unrestricted free agent, he would be one of the most sought out guys in this draft, point blank period. It's obvious, because he's still so young. He has all the potential to be what we think he will be as New York fans, but he's restricted. But for the fact of, the possibility of us not wanting to match because we're looking to get all these other superstars and blah, 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 blah. There's teams like San Antonio. There's teams like, I can't remember the other teams on the world. San Antonio is the one that I remember the most. These teams are going to be interested, and they're going to give him offer sheets, which is to be expected, and for us to match. Point of the matter is, he's a restricted free agent. Regardless of whoever's interested in him, whoever wants to bring him in, they still have to go through us to get him. They offer him a sheet. We say, that's nice. We're matching it. KP's coming back home. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm not tripping about it. This isn't even news. This is just it's just obvious that teams are going to be interested in Kristaps Porzingis. It's not news. So this is one thing that you guys can just see and just scroll by. Don't even trip about it. Don't even look at it. Just scroll by it. All that being said, let's get into everybody's favorite segment, and that is comments of the video. Yo, this is the latest I've recorded one of these videos because the Knicks played later. I know it's gotta be late for y'all around the East Coast. I'm just tripping because it's like 10 o'clock, so that's late for me to start editing. But who cares, right? All right, let's get into it. Scott MSP. Wait, who's that kid? If you're talking about my daughter, I think you're talking about the clip from the vlog in the very beginning when she just said cheese. Yeah, that's my daughter. Her name is Anaya. Yeah, I love her. She was with me when I was editing, so I just wanted to put her in the beginning of the vlog because she's adorable. Hi. There you go. Little mini CK. Ross JP asks, Knicks draft either John Morant or Darius Garland. Like I said earlier in this video, if we're getting a point guard, the only one I want is John Morant. Outside of that, I like our situation that we have with Moutier and Frank Ntilikina. Carl Pasha, I like this one. He says, in the NBA, Zion would be a defensive glass cleaner. Don't see him being game-changing like you said, but he would definitely fit in Fizz's system of defense and fast breaks. But I would rather have RJ in my opinion. Carl, that is 100% my stance on Zion Williamson. It's one of those things where it's like he would fit in the system. He would be great for Fizdale. He would be great on the defensive glass. He would be great in the break because he can dribble and he fills up the lane very nicely. But, you know, I always have the problem with, you know, if we get Kevin Durant, then we have all these bigs and just all these fours, and it's just something I'm not sure where he would fit and where we would put him. A lot of you guys are saying the 2 and 3, and I don't know if you actually honestly watch Zion Williamson, if that's in the response that you're giving me. But yeah, it's like I think he would fit. He would do well. You do what you have to do to try to, you know, morph him into the player that people think he will be. But by fit and by future and all kinds of stuff, RJ to me just makes the most sense. He's the most complete player right now, and he's still growing. And I would love to have that on our squad. But again, I think we're gonna find out in the long term. You can't go wrong with either or. But you know what? The debate will go on up until that draft day, and yeah. But I like that. Good opinion. Oh, see, okay, I like this one. CC Lodolo. Something like that. That's his name right there. Look at it. What can Zion do? Dunk? Wow, so can everyone else in the NBA. But the only person who can play the game and be efficient is Giannis. I bet Zion will get eaten by defense. I think it's a little harsh. I think it's a little drastic what you're saying there, but that is my argument. And in this past game that he played last night, he showed that he does more than just, you know, he's more than just a highlight reel. And I think that's one of the main arguments I kept saying, and he's got me biting my tongue a little bit on it, but I still stand by what I say, where I think he's, you know, I don't know what else, how it's going to translate to the next level. I think he's going to be a transcendent athlete. He's going to do all kinds of things, but we've seen that in the shape of like Sean Kemp's and, you know, Blake Griffin's and those kind of guys. And yes, as great of a career they had, as far as winning long term, alone they weren't really able to do that. And I feel like RJ and and some of these other guys who have a bit more of a complete game have that capability to win like that on long term, being paired up with somebody else. So that's just my worry. That's just the biggest thorn in my side when I think of, you know, bringing Zion in like that. But again, it's just my personal opinion. I would still draft Zion Williamson. It's just that's my worry with him. I think we're all being blinded by the highlights and being blinded by the ESPN stuff, that I don't know if necessarily he's that guy that will lead a team to victory, outside of leading a team to being an all-star and having fun and being fun to watch. But that being it, and I want somebody that's going to take us next level. That's my only worry about Zion. That's it. Damian Perez said, LMFAO, I didn't even know this was your second channel. I thought this was your main channel. Well, I mean, at this point, it has become my main channel, but it's just so hard for me to admit that CKTV, my main channel, is my second channel at this point, because I upload only on this channel, and B, this channel has been continuing to grow and flourish into what it's becoming, and yeah, and that's just the way it is. But I am getting back to putting content on that channel, CKTV. I'm going to be doing both. I miss doing stuff on that channel. That channel is more of my comedy channel, where I do, you know, more fun stuff that's based around games or based around, like, you know, pop culture and stuff like that. So if you guys are looking forward to see that, I would love to see you guys supporting that channel and see you guys over there as well. If not, if you just want the basketball and Knicks stuff and you just want to stay here, by all means. But I would love to see you over there. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, there it is. There we go. Woo!
Yeah.
This is so good. Cuz, man, you got 0. Still got 0. What are you doing?
So go check out CKTV. Much love to all you guys. But that's where I'm gonna wrap it up. I literally tried making lemonade with this video, because let's be honest, the Warriors destroyed us. The Blazers, as competitive as it might have seemed, it was never really in the balance for us. But there was a bunch of other Knicks news that we got to address here, and as always, with everything I've said in this video, I would love to hear you guys' opinion. I know, especially with my stances on Zion, a lot of you guys have a lot of differences on that, so please let let me know in the comments below. As always, for my people, my real ones that made it this far in the video, I'm gonna give you guys a hashtag that I want to see next to y'all comments, so I know that you the real ones and you made it this far. All right, so this video's hashtag is going to be let's do something basic. Let's just do Fizz Kids, something easy. Just so whatever your comment is, you put hashtag Fizz Kids, so I know that you made it all the way to the end of this video. As always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, ring that little bell, hit the like, follow me on my socials. Much love to you guys, man. Always love the support. When's our next game? With the 11th, right? Yeah, we playing Indiana, so at least we're getting back to the East Coast. Maybe it's another game that we could possibly steal. But much love to you guys, man. As always, appreciate the support. If you haven't already, go check out the last video. I'm out of here. Let's end this. Let's get it. Let's go. I'll see y'all later.